Thank you very much. So next speaker, Nathalie Loiseau. You've got the floor.
Monsieur le représentant.
High Representative, around a year ago, Mrs. von der Leyen called Azerbaijan a reliable partner. Well, there's a bad smell of gas around that strange statement. 12 billion cubic meters of gas are to be delivered in 2023 from Azerbaijan and more in future. So is that why the Commission is doing and saying nothing to help the Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh who have been blockaded for the last 6 months by Azerbaijan? Well, if you like realpolitik, they'll say that defending our interests has to come before defending our values. But it's quite clear that Maliyev was not going to stick to its commitments because its country does not produce enough gas. Rather, they have signed an agreement with Gazprom. It's now very difficult to know whether we're importing gas from Azerbaijan or relabeled Russian gas. So my question to you, Mr. High Representative, is Brussels' silence being bought with gas that turns out to be Russian gas at the end of the day?
Mr. High Representative, you got the floor.
Madame Loiseau, si su pregunta la debo interpretar.
Well, I ought to interpret your question, Madame Loiseau, is whether I consider the Memorandum of Understanding on Energy Matters that was signed by the President of the Commission with Azerbaijan, whether that was done without taking into consideration the problem, human rights issues or the democracy deficit in that country, or whether there was any influence exercised by the European Union with regard to the conflict in favor of Azerbaijan. Well, let me tell you that this partnership, this energy partnership, has not influenced in the least the European Union in its position as concerns the conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The European Union has maintained a very balanced position, recognized by the two parties in the conflict, and this has allowed us to be considered as a good, honest broker to be able to contribute to resolving this particular conflict. And this agreement was not forged at the expense of the capacity to be able to carry on this political dialogue, nor has it affected our capacity to be able to exercise any sort of criticism with regard to rule of law, human rights, as concerns Azerbaijan. And it's very clearly specified that it will be until 2024, this particular agreement, which was signed in 2018. In other words, those particular issues were a very, very key priority element in our relations and in the agreement forged. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the next speaker on my list, Miriam Laxman.
I would like to echo many colleagues who said that very little has been done in order to help to settle this conflict, and not enough has been done in order to provide security and humanitarian aid to the 1,200,000 people, 200,000 people and 30,000 children in Nagorno-Karabakh. We have been for too long closing our eyes to the human rights breaches in Azerbaijan and done by the Azeri regime. And as colleague Wazo already mentioned, we have a leverage because Azerbaijan is our partner. This is pursued by bilateral agreements. This is pursued by the energy partnership. We have increased the import of energy, and this gives us stronger position to leverage and exert pressure on Azerbaijan in order to improve the humanitarian situation, in order to improve human rights. We have been many times saying that economic cooperation is a way how to change and improve human rights in the third countries. We have to use this leverage. Thank you.
Thank you. High Representative, please.
Créame que
Believe me, I understand you. I understand your frustration, not being able to resolve in a quicker fashion the problem that exists there. I share your concerns and your worries. And I can't say that I'm absolutely satisfied with the result of our work, because the situation continues to be what it is. But I would have liked that, aside from saying that we're not doing enough, that I would have liked if people here were a little bit more constructive. Tell me what in addition ought to be done. Because Charles Michel, Macron, Chancellor Scholz were activated on all fronts here with the peace mission, with the humanitarian aid, the demining operations. It's not enough. It's not enough. It is not enough. The agreement with Azerbaijan, with the President of the Commission, Gas for Europe, to the benefit of all, including you. This doesn't change our position as concerns the conflict. We can use this as leverage in the negotiations. We can use that as leverage. But you know what the limits are. And I reiterate, for this debate to have meaning, aside from you saying to me, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, I would like for you to tell me what you would like me to do in addition.
Thank you very much. Now the next speaker, Peter van Dalen.
Ja, meneer Borel, is een conflict.
Mr. Borel, yes, there is a conflict. For too long,